Family, today, the 5th of March 2024, the Ndimande brothers who are in Eswatini, they are appearing in court for the application of their extradition to South Africa. We hope that this process is not going to take forever as it is being said. Welcome to my channel, All for Health with Jane. The purpose of this video is to hear and to have more knowledge about the Ndimande brothers when they were in Swaziland. What are the neighbors saying about them? You know, their behavior when they were there until they were arrested. The SABC journalist Nhlanhla Jele is taking us through the process of the application of this extradition, as she says that the lawyer to the two accused explained to them how it's going to happen. Family, let's listen to Nhlanhla Jele as she is doing that. Let's listen.
Indeed, when we met with the lawyer, he did indicate that today he is expecting to get the comprehensive application for the extradition process so that they can start. Remember, they appeared already last week on Monday, and they were furnished with a provisional application. So today we are expecting that they met. We are, however, unable to reach him on his cell phone. He did mention to us that he might be quite busy because he needs time to go through the whole report. And also the issue of postponement comes in the sense that depending on what is contained in that report, then the clients will advise that the matter can be postponed or the matter can continue, the application rather can continue, and then the two men will be extradited back to South Africa where they're expected to face these charges. Remember, they are facing 6 counts, 4 counts of murder, 1 of attempted murder, and 1 conspiracy to commit murder. These are charges which are in the charge sheet that we were furnished with when we came to Eswatini and started inquiring and asking. We also went around, obviously, and checked where they lived when they first came here. We understand that, and in March, when they committed this last crime, which is in this charge sheets that we have in our possession, they moved to Eswatini in May, where they lived with their neighbors, who the neighbors were telling us that when they introduced themselves, they came and said they are the Nkosi brothers and not the Ndimande brothers. So they lived with them, shared meat, shared everything that neighbors do and share as they live together on a daily basis. They were friendly people. They gelled with community members. They took walks. They would go out hunting for birds and come back. They would chill, listen to Maskandi music. They were also told that they're in Eswatini because one of the brothers is here for initiation to be a Sangoma. So those are some of the things that we are picking up as we go around asking people and being shown where they actually lived. We also understand that the neighbors were shocked. One of the neighbors was saying to us that she told her partner that she can't believe that these are the same people who are wanted for these crimes when they heard of the arrest, because they couldn't believe it because of how they were living with these two guys, the brothers, the Ndimande brothers. So these are some of the things that we are picking up. We are expecting them, obviously, to make their second appearance tomorrow at the Manzini Magistrates Court, where obviously this process is expected to begin, and depending on what is contained in that application, a postponement may be granted or the process will continue. Bongiwe?
Family, this is very scary. Imagine people who are being accused of 4 murders. They come into your area or your neighborhood. You get close to them. They pretend to be good people, and you do not know what they are capable of. This is scary and very dangerous. Family, we're going to listen to another neighbor who says he was very close to them. Sometimes when he passes their place, they would ask for lift. He would give them a lift to town. He says we became so close, and they were good people to me. So family, everybody in the neighborhood, they say they were just shocked to see these people on the newspapers. and all over the media. Family, let's watch and listen.
So we are in Gobolo Township, where we met with some of the neighbors who lived with the two accused, Usiabonga and Malusi Ndimande. If you can see, this is where they used to live. It turns out when they came to Eswatini, they came and moved into this one bedroom, or I'm not sure if it's a one bedroom or it's two bedroom flat, if we can call it that. This is where they lived from May rather of last year until November, where they moved to the second house, which is where they got arrested. But this is actually the first place that they started living in when they came to Eswatini after committing these crimes in South Africa. But just now, I'm just going to bring in one of the neighbors who lived with close, rather, Unati to these two suspects, Usiabonga. But speaking to us now is Thapelo. Thapelo, thank you so much for your time and for joining us at the SABC. You said to us they were peaceful people. You lived with them. You gave them a lift. Tell us about that relationship that you had with them when you first saw them and when you introduced yourself. What happened?
Good morning, good afternoon. Well, I moved here around July, but when I got here, because they were my closest neighbor, I came to them to introduce myself and tell them that I will be your new neighbor. But yeah, they greeted me, and we lived together. I used to pass by the gate every time I go to my house, and sometimes when I leave, they will ask for a lift. When I go into town, I usually pass town when I go to work. So I remember one of the days I even asked them. In fact, I told them what I do and what am I here for and where I work, and I was expecting them also to tell me what are they busy with, but to my surprise, they didn't have a clear answer. I remember the guy said, "No, we are here for we are busy with this traditional thing," and I asked him, "What is it, traditional thing? Is it Ingala or what?" And he said, "No, my brother is learning to be a Sangoma," and yeah, that's the information they gave me. But otherwise, we just lived together peacefully. They used to be sitting in the house, and they will, during the day, walk around. They have a caterpillar. They will walk around hunting birds. I guess maybe they were just, passing time, and they were busy bored. Yeah. Until I saw in the newspaper. In fact, before around October, before they came to me asking if there know any houses that is available around standalone houses, because where they're staying, they're living with other people. And I told them I didn't know at any house, and I was also looking for a house. But I realized they moved around October. And then until I heard the story about them in the newspaper and this year.
Thank you so much, Thapelo. That was one of the neighbors who lived close to these two guys, Usiabonga and Malusi. As you have heard him say, there were no more people. They lived with members of this community. And also we heard that almost every other day, these two guys would have a braai, meaning they would live their lives normally. We heard they would take walks around the community. They were friendly people. They were gentle people. Many people actually who live around here were shocked when they heard the news in the media that these people are wanted or have been arrested for these heinous crimes which they are being sought after that they committed. So Unati, for now, that is what we have on the ground. We are speaking to the neighbors, getting to try to understand and to know the kind of people that they were when they were here in Eswatini. Unati?
Family, now that these two Ndimande brothers are arrested in Swaziland, and today they are going to court for the application of their extradition, chances are they may be extradited or they may be deported. So let's listen to Nhlanhla Jele as she is explaining to us the difference between extradition and deportation. So let's listen, family.
And Nhlanhla, one of the things, of course, that we've been quite, in fact, a lot of people quite confused about is the fact that last week we're speaking to police and they're telling us that they were in the country illegally. But when you speak to the reporter who broke the story, saying that that matter of a contravention of the Immigration Act is not in the charge sheet, which then could also mean that if it is added, does it become a straight deportation, or do we continue to see this process of extradition? What are we hearing in that regard?
That's true, Bongi. We actually also inquired about that to have the lawyer explain to us the difference between a deportation and extradition. The lawyer did say to us, of course, they were arrested on those charges of being in the country illegally. However, an agreement was reached and that matter was not placed in the charge sheet, which we have currently, so that the process of extradition can happen. Remember, with the deportation, you pay a fine. You agree that you're guilty, and then you pay a fine, and then the country which is deporting you can drop you at a no man's land between the two borders, meaning from there they can disappear, meaning South African police will still have to look for them, and already a warrant of arrest has been issued in South Africa and another warrant of arrest has been issued in Eswatini. So those we also have in our possession. When it comes to the issue of extradition, which is what we are expecting the process to start tomorrow, we do know there is an agreement between the two states to say these are the people, we have arrested them on the charges that you brought forward from your country, and then we are agreeing that we are going to bring them back to you, and then they make a certain arrangement to have them back in the country where they face these charges. Also, in this case, we do know that it's not a deportation. They are not going to court for a deportation application, but an extradition application. Hence, these charges of being in the country, being in Eswatini, were not added to these charges.
Family, I believe that we all do not want to see them deported. Let them be extradited, because once they are deported, the South African police would, it would mean that they have to start all over again looking for them. So let them be extradited, face the South African court, and if they are innocent, South African court will release them and start all over again to look for the correct killers of AKA and Tibz Motshoane. So let them come, face the judge. Then if they are innocent, they will be released. Thank you very much, family, for watching this video to the end. Please like it before you leave. Subscribe for my channel if you haven't done so yet. I love you, family, and see you on my next upload. Bye.